living the American dream. I got two eyes, try to see the way the world turned, what happened to me. It's not exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream.
How y'all doing, baby? It's Thursday. It's Thursday, baby. Roll around once a week every time you turn around. There's one that sneaks up that day before Friday, baby. If we make it through Thursday, Friday ain't shit. Half a day probably, usually, most people, and then they're out the door. Anyway, I'm glad y'all stopped by. It is time for another meeting. And then we're going to have a lot of meetings, baby, because there's a lot of shit going on in the news. Boy, howdy shit. If you see my rant earlier, nothing's changed in my head. All right. Donald Hamilton was the first one to jump in, followed by Bob Kay, Debbie Capran, Jeanette Miller's here, Keith Patterson, Carol Lowe, let me see, Carol DeBurs is here, Jay Nosewiz, let me see, Thea Armstrong and Trudy Baxter, Jeannie Love, thank you very much for being here, Kathleen Welch, Annette Serrano, Harvey W., we appreciate all of it. Dorothy Tyndall, thank you so much for being here. A long time, baby. I appreciate you being there. Jeff Curry's here. John D. Lisa Ryder. Shit, Patty Turtle's here. Yes, everybody's here. Shit, Stephen Scott's here. What more do you want for that? Anyway, Tom Reinhold, Adina Michael, Mark, our Blue Dot greeter in the room. Thank you very much. James Jones. Let me get on down here before I lose track. Banana is here, so there you go, as is the remixtress. Thank you very much. Denise Gilkson, thank you, and welcome into the room. Welcome to family meeting. Anyway, boy, howdy shit, what a day. You know, it seems every time I turn around, I'm starting my day just like that. Boy, howdy shit. Again, really? Like a dripping water faucet. The calls now from within our own party for Joe Biden to step aside. We cannot stick our head in the sand and just not pay attention to the news. Again, I preface it, everything I say, that Joe Biden is my man. I am all behind Joe Biden. He has served his country well over the years. He has fought for this country in the House and in the Senate, and in the White House all these years. While Donald Trump was out there trying to, grift money off of somebody somehow. Never was anything. Joe Biden's been somebody all his life, and I'm going to stick with him. If he decides to step down, I am going to support whatever candidate this party comes out of the convention with. This, that's what's bothering me, is I'm looking on the other side of the fucking fence, and I swear you couldn't find a freaking Republican now. Well, there are some. But I mean, this maggot party has gone apeshit. 100% behind the one that survived by the grace of God, they say. We can't afford to screw this up. We got 3.5 months. This party has to be unified, whether it is Joe Biden, whether it is Kamala Harris, whether it is somebody else. it's unification that gets a candidate elected. It's the fire behind getting that job done. And when you only got 3.5 months to work the shit, that's kind of a hard job to do. But not if you decide in advance, regardless of leader. It is the party of the ideals of our future that we hold dear. It's not one man, because that's what the other party has done. They've given up all their integrity, everything they ever fucking believed in, all the bullshit they've sold everybody, to give it all up and kiss the ring of one man. That's not who our party is. This decision is up to Joe Biden, and I support him in his decision, no matter which way it goes. But we have to remain steadfast. We have to remain unified and marching in one freaking direction. You start marching off in different ways, everybody's going to miss the fucking gate. And we can't let that happen. We just party, baby. The other party has shown where they want to go. Hell, like I said, they put it on paper for you. Project 2025. You want to see what they want to do? There it is. Look at what the Democratic Party wants in the future for all of us. Because I guarantee the other side, they're looking at that 1% like, yeah, there's the money makers, baby. It can't be about that. It has to be about the society we live in, how we raise our children, how we treat the least of us, not the best of us. A lot going on, baby. But I'm not getting out of this fight anytime soon. I'm going to be in this thing for the long haul, because it makes a difference. And I hope it makes a difference to all of you. You know, because that's why you showed up here in the first place. Hi, Miss Chick.
Hi, John.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing better until I took a peek at the news.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't recommend doing that right now. It'll just piss you off. As a matter of fact,
Pretty much.
I seen
That
a video
little rash called MAGA, it's turned into a full-blown infection called fascism.
Oh,
It's just rampant.
It is. We can't lose focus on this shit. You know, there's evidently, obviously, the handwriting is on the wall. There's divide within our party. But if we don't bring this shit together, we're going to hand it over to him. And there's no returning from that.
They've only got 3 weeks to figure it out, because
to the convention.
In particular, Ohio, you know, they've got their ballot things ready to go, or will have them ready to go in 3 weeks, and they need to know who to put on it.
Yeah.
If they're going to make some changes.
I don't know. It bothered me a little bit. Now Joe has tested positive for, if I could read what that said, I'd do something about it. Enter the Yahoo password. I don't cancel. Have no idea what my Yahoo password is anyway. What was I saying?
I'm not sure.
Oh, Lordy, baby, it is. It's enough to drive anybody crazy. You know, the first thing I heard this morning was that Barack Obama had made comments about Joe's standing in the polls and the probability of Joe winning. And again, you can stick your head in the sand and don't look. We could all do that. And again, I preface it to say my standing behind, emphasizing it, because just because you question something else doesn't mean that you're giving up on your man. But you can't go into shit blindfolded. You can't stick your head in the sand. You have to know what's going on around you. You have to adapt, overcome, and move forward. You can't adapt if you don't see what's coming. So if something is going to happen, and I caveat that by saying that's a big if, because I keep hearing Joe is adamant about staying in. So what are you going to do then? You know, what are you going to do then? Hakeem Jeffries or Nancy Pelosi, if he decides to stay in? You going to change your tune?
Well, you know, at some point, I don't care what the pundits say. I don't care what the Beltway says. They're in their own bubble of fear or whatever. I was reading Robert Hubble today. Early this morning he posted, because I think he's been staying awake a bit. And he wrote What I plan to do. After another tumultuous day, here's what I'm going to do. I will keep my head down and continue my efforts to elect Democrats up and down the ballot in
There you go.
2024. That includes electing the Democratic presumptive nominee, Joe Biden. If the
Indeed.
nominee changes, I will keep my head down and continue to elect Democrats up and down the ballot, including the Democratic nominee. You should do the same. If you don't want Biden on the ticket, you should still devote all your energies to electing other Democrats. We have no time to waste, and the intra-party discussion over Biden has dragged on too long. The debate over the president cannot be allowed to demotivate or dispirit the hundreds of thousands of in-the-trenches grassroots volunteers who are the first and last lines of defense in 2024. Based on reader emails, I fear that it is starting to have that effect. So he's concerned that people are listening too much, they're getting discouraged, and he's just saying, put your head down and keep moving forward, like
That's
you
it.
always say, John.
That's it. That's all. We don't have any other choice. What are you going to do? Vote for Trump? I don't think so. I don't think anybody listening or anybody on the Democratic side who give a shit about this country are going to vote for that asshole.
Yeah.
We have this is
Yeah.
this is one thing, baby. We have to move forward as a party, regardless of who the leader is. Whether it's this election or the next election, you keep your eye on the prize, on the big picture ahead of you. How to get there while you're here.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to keep doing, and we do it only by moving together as one direction, one family, one political party. That's it. That's how we
That's it.
get there. Hey, Mitch.
Hey, John. Hey, Mr.
Tell me
Chick, what's
plan.
up?
Doing all right. Is there a plan
Yeah.
B?
Let me tell you something.
What?
There ain't no plan B.
No.
This is all. I don't care how many people say maybe we should. It's all noise. Once we get to and through the Democratic Convention, which will be a somewhat placid affair, then this discussion won't happen anymore. I just think this is the mainstream media trying to make this Democratic Convention appear to be contentious. I just don't believe it is. No, what do you say? Democratic leaders, they're looking at the polls and they're saying, Joe Biden's doing okay, but
Yes.
maybe we should have somebody like who? Who is this mystery person
Yeah.
that's going to replace Joe Biden? The only person that has any hope of winning, is my understanding, is Kamala Harris.
That's where I go.
What do you mean you want?
That's where
Bernie
I
to
go.
be president?
If Joe, and again, I'm behind Joe 100. I always have trouble with this freaking ear. I'm behind Joe 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
He's done a fantastic job. He's moved this country forward. But
Yes.
if Joe steps aside, then I'm all behind Kamala Harris, because I do think she could beat him, because she would have a whole lot of pull on the women's vote and a lot of conservative women, especially with abortion and women's health issues on the ballot all over the place. She could beat him over the head with a stick.
And I think this is just a story so that the mainstream media doesn't have to talk about Trump supporters waving signs at the convention calling for mass deportation.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Who calls for mass deportation, John?
All the maggots. What was it that J.D. Vance said about Trump? Oh yeah, he's going to be the next American Hitler. Falls right in track, doesn't it? Mass deportations. Hear that in history before? I have. I know you have. Is that that's who they want this country to be? It's not who I am. I'm one of them suckers who grew up believing in what it says on the Statue of Liberty. Give us your poor huddled masses yearning to be free. That's who we used to be. Who the hell are we now?
These people seem to think that if your parents came
Huddled
here
masses.
early enough, they weren't immigrants. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
The only people here who aren't immigrants are Native Americans.
I I've told my kids throughout when they were young, whenever discussions of how America was discovered, I always caveated that by saying that you can't discover anything if when you get there, there is somebody waving at you from the fucking shore. You didn't discover shit. You found out how to get there. But we took this country and we moved the Native American into little, who we didn't kill, moved into little areas, reservations we called them. We don't have a great history. The American Indians, slavery, shit, women's rights. You look all the way back.
Oh, they're going to
It's
erase
the
all that,
last-
though, John.
Oh
We
yeah,
won't
none of
have
that
to.
mattered. Well, they want to go
We
back
were
to
the
some
last
of it.
Country. We were the last country to make slavery illegal.
We were.
We were the last country to give women the right to vote. And we'll be the last country, if it happens, to have universal health care for its citizens and
Seems
residents.
to me like we're a little bit behind the times, Mitch.
Well,
Thought we
Yeah,
were supposed to be on the cutting edge of everything.
we ain't on the cutting edge of nothing. There's no
Well,
edge.
not when you could make a dime at it, not when you could make some money off of it, which is what our healthcare system is. It's what a lot of our, it's built so somebody's making money off of it. You know,
We know who too.
yeah.
It's not like it's a
Ain't
secret.
you?
Not like they're hiding.
No, they're right out there in front. Hey, let me catch up real quick because Carol DeBurs came in with a $5 donation and said, "Hey, welcome to all the new subscribers." And indeed, we have picked up quite a few. So yeah, we're rocking, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And Jeanette Dahl came in again, all the way from Denmark. Came in with 50 Denmark krone and said, "It is money that counts the most at the top of the party." Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it is. It is. It's the money that gets the man elected. It is the money that drives. It is money. But since Citizens United, that took on a different concept. Anyway, Tracy Langnickel came in with a $2 donation. Tracy, thank you very much. And Bob K came in with $2 and said, "Just use a Band-Aid to keep it in your ear, John." Gonna have to put a rubber band or something up there. This one's doing fine. This one over here just wants to drop out. And Mega Prime's STEM realm. I hope it's Mega Prime. Oh shit! Oh no! Hold on. Crisis in the office. Have to uncross the legs. Reach down there and I have to grab my dingling. Anyway, Mega Prime STEM realm came in with $2. Said, "Where are 45's incident medical records?" That is a good question because you would think by now the medical records would be released and you'd be able to see exactly.
Yeah, because, they released all of Joe's farts. So,
Yeah,
they could
there you
at
go.
least release his ear stitch.
I'm telling you.
Got time for a little trivia?
Sure.
Let's play the game, Mitch.
All right. Here's your question. Famous case called Buckley versus Vallejo. Have you ever heard of it? And does anybody out there know what Buckley versus Vallejo is?
It sounds like a town, Vallejo.
Nope.
Vallejo sounds
No.
to me like a gas company.
They're just people's names.
It is a
Not
legal
familiar with
case.
that.
It is what, Mitch?
It is a legal case.
Hmm.
Does anybody remember what it's about, though?
No.
No, that one's not popping up on my
This-
brain.
This is the decision that corporate speech is protected by the First Amendment.
Oh,
Oh. Along the lines of Citizen United.
yes.
It was the precursor
Two.
to Citizens United. Now, it did some good things and it did some bad things. It did say that contributions can be limited by statute.
Why do I hear a
Okay.
but?
That's Julie.
That was a
Oh. That's good, Mitch. Go ahead.
But it also provided for public financing of presidential elections and other elections. Citizens United was a further decision that actually said that the limitations were not constitutional. that
Right.
if it's political speech, then the political speech cannot be limited.
Right. And it
So
gave
basically, what
corporations.
that's set up is the new American regime of quid pro quo.
Didn't you see that in the recent decision from the Supreme Court when there's this? I can't remember the case right off the hand, but when they're talking about bribery, if there is money given to given to an official for an act prior to the act, I say, here you go. I'm going to give you $50,000 if you vote yes. Okay,
How about
that's
this?
illegal.
I'll give you.
But if
I'll
I
give
tell
you
you,
$1 million if you pardon me.
yeah, illegal. You know, but if you say I'll give you a tip of $1 million if you vote yes. Well, that's acceptable because it's not a bribe; it's a gratuity. We're
Does that mean Bob Mendez has, gold bar gratuities?
yes, yes. I would imagine that means that his gold bars are just a gratuity for things that he did that the other people appreciate him doing. It's not bribery. And therein lies the switch, ain't it?
All right. I'm going to jump off and let some other people jump on. Great to see you guys. Stay
Mitch.
strong.
Have a good dinner.
We're going to win, although it's going to be ugly.
It is. It's going to turn ugly. And it isn't going to take long to get there. Mitch, enjoy your dinner. Julie, love you, baby. Take care of him for us, would you?
Bye-bye, John.
All right,
Bye-bye,
see you guys.
baby. Anyway, it's gonna be some very tumultuous times coming up. And there ain't gonna be no getting around it. Because we've been saying for months and months and months, it doesn't matter if Donald Trump wins or not. He's going to say he won't. We better hope he doesn't win legally and fairly. But don't think there's not a shot at it.
No, we
There
can't.
is.
Yeah, we
You
can't be that cocky.
We can't be that cocky. That's right. Nobody stays in the bunker, baby. We
No.
need everybody on this line. Everybody you can get, your grandma, your aunt, your uncle, your niece. If they're old enough to vote, slide the word to them. This is their life they're dealing with
Yeah.
as a whole, as a country.
And even Bernie Sanders came out over the weekend strongly endorsing President Biden by writing, "I will do all that I can to see that President Biden is reelected. Why? Despite my disagreements with him on particular issues, he has been the most effective president in modern history and is the strongest candidate to defeat Mr. Trump, a demagogue and a pathological liar. It is time to learn a lesson from the progressive and centrist forces in France who, despite profound political differences, came together this week to soundly defeat right-wing extremism." And that's what we need to do. And I also was listening to a quick little story before I popped on here. The group called Never Trumpers.
Never Trumpers?
Yeah, it's a group
J.D.
of-
Vance used to be one of them.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so,
Self-described.
well, I don't know if, self-described. This is an actual group of Republicans who have vowed to never vote for Trump. Never, never.
Yeah.
And they were asked yesterday evening about have they changed their mind with the situation with Biden, and they're like, nope, we're still voting for Biden. We want him on the ticket. We want to vote for him. So there's that. I think people don't realize that there's so many people out there that this MAGA party has pissed off. Just because they're loud and they stand on a corner screaming doesn't mean that there's 5,000 of them in the area.
No,
there's one guy on a corner.
As a matter of fact, you can continue to see at his rallies, the numbers weren't that big. The areas weren't that large.
No,
they pack them in there tight in front of the camera, but the crowds have diminished over the years, as well they should have. But there are diehards. And I take some of them people at those Trump rallies. Some of them are there for the entertainment value.
I think so. Curiosity.
Curiosity. Yeah, I'll go. Just keep my mouth shut. Yeah. Hey, let me catch up again because Gregory Brown came in with a $20 donation and said, "They'll shoot your ear off, kid." I'm telling you. And Maud Day came in with $20. Thank you, and said, peace and love, baby. Thank you very much, Maud. And Mage Prime Stem Realm came back with another $2 and said, 45 didn't call Fireman Widow until after Biden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that tells you a lot, doesn't it? I don't know what he is going to say tonight. I keep hoping, against all hope, that he is going to have that, that epiphany, that call for unity, to bring a country together and put differences aside and get back to the issues. I just don't think so.
I don't think so. He doesn't know how to do
I don't think so,
that.
Lucy.
His version of sounding like he's unifying is everybody else going, what?
Yeah,
what?
because you haven't heard that shit out of anybody up on that stage yet. And if it would have been the message coming, others would have been laying the groundwork for that for him.
You know what?
That's not what's happening.
Little bit that I've seen is mostly the parts I see are interviewers trying to grab people that are milling around and get them to talk. And it looks more like intermission at the circus or
yeah,
or some crazy rodeo without any rules or something. I haven't quite figured out what it is. It doesn't look like your normal thing. Even Trump fell asleep during his son's speech.
That pitiful. Because he doesn't give a shit. They say Melania's going to be there tonight. They say.
Okay.
First time she's going to show up, I guess. Maybe she's getting a whiff of maybe she has a shot to get in there again. Yeah. We can't let that shit happen, baby. That's whole thing. That's the whole ball of wax. We are the gate against that.
We're the gatekeepers.
We are the line.
We are the gatekeepers.
We are the gatekeepers, baby. And we need to hold our gate. Anyway, Philly C, how are you?
Hey, John, what's going on?
Same old shit, different day, brother.
Yes, sir.
That's about what it's like.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so today, we're talking about, just everything with Trump is just, it's always about trying to make people believe something, and you look at, the impeachment hearings, and you look at Hunter Biden, they were always trying to mislead people, and we fought against that, and I just don't understand why, after fighting for him, to show that they're the ones that are making things up, why are we suggesting that they're asking him to step down? I just don't. I don't. Some for me, it doesn't make sense. Why are we doing that?
Yeah, it's not a horse race anymore. It's just not a horse race. It's not one candidate against the other. This is fascism against democracy.
That's what it is. And that's my message today was, just forget who's at the top of what fucking party. Just keep your eye on where they want to go. And like we've been saying, Project 2025, they've claimed that shit. That's their shit. J.D. Vance is their guy to implement what you read there. That's some scary ass shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you have on the other side of that? You have the Democratic Initiative. And what are they doing? What have they done? First gun legislation in 30 years. The economy is cranking along, regardless of the fact that we have CEOs of companies out there rolling in dough and wanting them to keep making it. 50 million new jobs, 21 million new people on the Affordable Care Act. I'm blurry as fuck. I have a list, baby. 5 million off of student loans. He's trying to do more of that, but they're blocking him from that now. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out what party is for the people and what party is for the ultra rich. There's not much of science to figure that out. That's what he's known for. His biggest act was the tax cut for the wealthy.
Well,
Look at
and capitalism is all about having some capital. And, a lot of these people voting Republican, they don't have any capital. They just want capital. There's a
Kind of.
difference.
Yeah. Well,
It's not working for you.
they smell
They're
money,
getting over it.
and they'll go in whatever direction this money smell is
yeah,
coming from.
they smell
Yep.
money.
Yeah.
They were smelling money, you know,
They
when
went for that trickle down thing, didn't they? Yeah,
they
that
smell
worked.
money. They're selling they smell so much money that they went and got sneakers to sell after they tried to had an assassination attempt.
Mm.
They're selling
That's
trading
my
cards
moral. That's
with the picture of him
my
with blood
problem.
running down. They're capitalizing on everything they can on this.
Yeah.
As well, we knew he would. Donnie is a salesman. He sells bullshit, is what he sells, but he's damn good at it. Well, she get Trump University, Trump wine, Trump steak. I don't give a fuck what it is. He sold the shit out of it. Trump Tower. Don't you want to look at here? He just sold everything. He over emphasized everything, so it would be bought, and he sold it, baby.
Yeah,
sold it
he's
to
selling a
lot of
shit bag
He's
full of goods,
selling it,
isn't he?
yeah,
Yep.
making money hand over fist. He owes a lot in legal fees. I'd like to see that shit paid off. Anyway, let me catch up again because Tina Grabbert came in with a $2 donation. Tina, thank you very much. And Keith Thompson came in with a $2 donation and said, have you noted Trump supporters are bussed in? A good significant part of them are indeed bussed in from other areas. I don't know where they're coming from. Under rocks, I presume. And look at there, Terry Craigham just came in with $5 and said, what's up with the terrible towel behind you? Checking in from Southwest Pennsylvania. Well,
The terrible towel.
there seems to be a bit of a rivalry, Terry, between this team and that team. And both of these came to me from very proud Hogs fan in Texas Longhorns. Very close friends, very both dear to my heart. But hey, football's football. But anyway, that hog's been up there. If you look back at my videos, it's been up there for a very long time when I was doing a single thing out in the shop talking to myself. It's been there for years, and that Longhorn came from a very dear friend of mine here in Corpus Christi, Bear, and yeah. So you have a little rivalry, and there it is. I love them both. I love them both. But it's an adventure every year. See who wins. Anyway, that's why, Terry. Oh, the terrible towel. Oh, no, that's right. I gave you the story about the wrong one. This is from Tammy Ames up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She is a huge Steelers fan. She travels around to get their games. She's out there humping that towel all the time. She is a huge blue dot, and I forgive her trespasses for liking somebody besides Dallas, but that's just between her and me and the Lord, I guess. She is an adamant Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I don't know. I've never met anybody who is more of a Steelers fan than Tammy. And, yeah, she's a kick in the butt. So she sent me a terrible towel, and I keep it handy in case I have to start crying or some shit when Dallas loses again. Anyway, you would not believe the gifts and the items that have been sent to me over the years. We're coming up on 8 years of doing this. This didn't come once. You shouldn't be the first year I did shows. I had very few people watching me. We grew as a family, and more people joined this family. And on occasion, I get something in the mail, and from things I'm going to use. My new microphone, I can't wait to get it hooked up. It's blue, and to my blue wave, to the gong I hit, to